Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody out there in video land and radio land. My name is Paul Kalamir. This is Absolutely coming to you live. Welcome, welcome. The gang's all here. Look at this. Curly, Larry, and Mo.
In deux, trois, quatre.
Un, deux, trois, Drew. There you go.
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in to Absolutely. We are here live in the studios of 4680Q in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. And I have these two mugs over here. Drew Deeks, the world famous YouTube video sensation, Drew Deeks. And my co-host,
Jean-Louis Filion.
There you go. There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself. And we're excited now. Today is the first day of rookie camp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
So we're all excited here. We're only 3 weeks away from the preseason, and then the season.
And the real training camp is coming.
The real training camp. Doesn't that start today, doesn't it? Or what is going on today? Drew Deeks?
Rookie camp starts today. Training camp starts next week for the games.
Oh, okay.
Have they played golf yet?
They haven't played golf yet. No, Monday.
Okay.
You got me on the mics? You got me?
We got you going. I got you going. I got the levels up here.
Yeah, rookie camp today, and then Saturday. Well, Friday night I'll be heading up to Montreal for the prospect game, and then
this Friday.
Yeah,
it's 7:00 at night. By the way, if anybody's going to be watching,
so the game is Saturday. I'm heading up on Friday.
So how many games are in Montreal this year for prospects?
I think all of them.
Montreal's got 2. Every team has 2.
Every team has 2.
How many teams?
Montreal, Toronto, Winnipeg, Ottawa.
So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or 3 games a day?
The Saturday it's 2 games a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 games Saturday. I know Montreal plays Saturday and Sunday, and then and then who cares about everybody else?
Yeah, we play at 7:00 on Saturday. It'll be on RDS, and we play at 3:00 on Sunday afternoon, I believe. And
yes,
it'll be on
it's
RDS.
an afternoon game. Yeah,
and we're playing
Ottawa. I think the first game is Ottawa.
It's
Winnipeg.
So we're playing Winnipeg and Ottawa.
We're playing Winnipeg and Toronto.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. So we got that. And we're going to be talking about a lot more today. We have lots to go through.
Any surprises as far as prospects on our team that we didn't expect to be there?
Surprises?
Yeah.
Not really. The roster was released a few days ago, but nothing earth-shattering that I saw.
No, is Demi Doff on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's at the top of that list.
So that could be and goalie Fowler?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, there's really not a lot. Even the rookie camp, there's not a lot of surprises in there neither. But the surprise is going to be who comes out of that top of the heap, and I'm watching Florian Jacki, to be honest with you.
Is Hage get to play?
He's not signed yet, so he's not playing.
Right.
He'll be next year, most
likely. Yeah, because he's still in university.
Correct.
Yeah, he's playing college ball.
College ball.
so
that's right.
I would be remiss if we didn't have a little tribute to number 29, Ken Dryden. Chalk's got the shirt on, but I don't want to talk a lot about it, and I'm going to tell you why. Everybody's been talking about it.
I'd like to know why.
Everybody's been talking about it for the last 7 days.
7 days?
Yeah.
He's only been dead since Friday.
Well, that's close enough. But everybody said everything they have to say. All I want to do is give you my take on it, and these guys can jump in. Drew wasn't around when he played, so
where were you?
I'm here to hear both of you. I don't have much.
No, but the thing is though, you're very important in this whole equation, because no matter if you were there like we were to watch the games he played and see how great this guy really was, or you weren't there, you still know the legend of Ken Dryden. That's how big of a guy he is. And I got spoiled with Ken Dryden. The game, that's his bookie role.
He was so big. He was 6 foot. He was 6'4". That's how big he was. Okay.
No, but Montreal Canadiens fans got spoiled. They really, really did, because we've had great goalies going through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, right into we had skipped about 15 or 20 years until Carey Price came along. He was the next big deal, but up to then we had great goalies. So Dryden was just another good goalie to us. Winning Stanley Cups, okay, big deal. We did that all the time. He stopped pucks. Oh, he did that all the time. Jacques Plante, Gump Worsley, Charlie Hodge, Rogie Vachon. I mean, we had them all. And now we look back.
Bill Durham.
Yeah, and we look back, though.
George Vezina. The trophy is named after a goaltender who played for the Habs.
And we look back, though, and we say, wow, we didn't realize even how good he was when we were watching him. I mean, 8 years, 6 Stanley Cups, 5 All-Star selections, a Conn Smythe and a Stanley Cup before he won the Rookie of the Year Calder. This guy, if he would have played 20 years, what would he have been? Drew. Okay, that's enough. No, but this is a great tribute to him that Drew Deeks knows the legend of Ken Dryden, even though he didn't see him play a game live, but we did.
I watched a special on him recently, actually, just after his passing. So there's a DVD that came out at the Canadian Centennial in 2009, celebrating it, and they interviewed all the legends. And Ken Dryden was, of course, one of them. But I can only talk about him from video and everything I've read about him. But you guys got to watch him, and my dad got to watch him in person. That's something not everybody can say.
And John, you were a goaltender, so you could probably comment on this guy better than I can.
I mean, Ken Dryden, words are not enough. Like you said, 6 Stanley Cups, 5 Vezina trophies in 8 years.
Will never happen again.
It's amazing. You look at it and you go, how can this be? How good was this guy?
And bear in mind, the one year he wasn't playing hockey. Yes. One of those 8 years, he wasn't even playing in the NHL.
Was there ever another player to hold out that early in the NHL, but other than Ken Dryden?
I don't think so.
Because he held up for a whole year over a contract dispute, right?
Yes.
And then did his bar exam, right?
He was articling, and you have a certain time frame to do that articling, otherwise you got to go back and go to school again. So he had that consequence as well. I think it also speaks to who he was. He wasn't just a goalie. So to him, it was like, what do I do this season? I'm not exactly happy with my communications with the Montreal Canadiens, so maybe I should pursue my other path that I'm working on at the same point, which is law.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about Ken Dryden. Like, the guy was not only a superb goaltender. I mean, he did everything he had to do in hockey. What more could a guy do? Then he was a lawyer. Then he was an author. He wrote a book. And then he was a member of provincial parliament. I mean, this guy, he was a minister in the parliament.
He wrote books.
Yeah.
Not just a book. He wrote books. And he played in the biggest tournament internationally that ever has happened. Canada versus Russia, the 72 Summit. And he was on the ice when we won that summit. He was jumping midair. Indelibly, that picture is in my head forever.
Yeah, it's got to be. And this is the greatness of him. I don't know if you put it in the number of years he played and what he accomplished in those short 8 years. I don't think there's been another goalie anywhere ever that has accomplished that much in that short a time.
I think what's interesting, when we'll go back to the holdout, it was like for Ken, it wasn't so much of a holdout. It's like, no, I choose what I want to do. And put it this way, what other hockey player in the National Hockey League had that opportunity to say, you know what, I don't want to play hockey this year because I've got something else to do.
Yeah, really. I mean, like, is Crosby a lawyer?
No.
Is McKinnon a lawyer?
No, but he works for Tim Hortons. So I guess Sid could have, he could have been at the booth, right?
Was Rocket Richard a lawyer? Jean Beliveau a lawyer?
Rocket had to move furniture, I believe.
Yeah, he's a furniture mover.
I think he was a furniture mover.
But this is what I mean. This guy, he transcended not only sports, but life. If there's ever a guy you look and say, wow.
And the Montreal Canadiens came back and they were knocking at his door going, Ken, are you ready to play hockey again? And Ken also played hockey that year when he was in Toronto, but he played as a forward in a beer league. Didn't even play goal.
I didn't know that.
No, he played forward, yeah.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, he played forward.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's amazing. So I don't know what else we can say about him. We've talked about him so many times.
I mean, for me, the highlight of his career, for me, was the first year that they decide he's played, I think, about 10 games, 7 games in the NHL. He's won those games. So now they're going into the Stanley Cup Finals. They're playing the number one playoff contender, or the cup contender was Boston Bruins, first series. And they go, Ken, you're starting. He gets through that series remarkably. He brings them through. I believe they played Minnesota for the second series. Not as hard, definitely, as playing against Boston. And then the third series, though, was Chicago. And Chicago was equally as difficult as Boston. And, I mean, I've read recently, I think it was Jack Todd wrote in the Gazette about going to one of those playoff games, getting there a little late, and then seeing Brett Hall, or not Brett Hall.
Bobby.
No, the other Hall.
The other Hall.
Dennis Hall rip a shot, and you could hear the impact of the puck hitting Dryden's glove and Dryden making the save. And for Jack Todd, that was like, wow, this is hockey. It's like that live sound of hearing the event. And for me, equally, during that, you and I would be watching it on TV here in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and seeing happen on the doorstep. And if you probably saw it on the highlights, if you watched some of the tributes to Ken this past week, and Ken kicking out that foot and stopping that puck, and Jimmy Pappin can't believe that he didn't put the puck in the net. That speaks to the kind of goaltender that Dryden was and how he played. He was a reflex goalie. So he wasn't he played position, but then he relied on his reflexes. He wasn't like, how we see so many goalies, like Carey Price, they get in the zone, it's like automatically, if somebody's coming over the blue line and they're putting their head down, I'm dropping to my knees and I'm covering the bottom portion of the net. If they beat me over my shoulders in the top corner, so be it. I'll give that goal up. But that's not the way Dryden played.
Not at all.
And so then of course the stance. Everybody's talked about the stance. That's the signifier.
I can't even do it. I don't want to ruin it.
That's the recognition of Ken Dryden. And again, I recently saw Dryden talking about it. He said, most goalies would actually kind of crouch, and they would put their hands on the top of their pads, and that was kind of their resting position. But Dryden was 6'4", and as he said, it was a longer way for me to go down and stretch. So I decided to rest on my stick.
There you go, and that was history. I mean, that pose, everybody knows who it is right away.
And everything that Dryden did came out of logic. I mean, he got to play with one of the best coaches ever for the Montreal Canadiens, Scotty Bowman. And he wrote the definitive memoir on Scotty's life. He wrote the biography.
Did you go to the library before you came here today?
Well,
it does say Niagara Falls Public Library on the book.
And it is. Now, the game is my second copy. But this book came out in 2023, and it's called The Class. And what Dryden speaks about is his high school, his high school class. And so he went back during the COVID years, and he contacted all of his classmates, and almost all of them agreed to participate. And he interviewed them about how they came to be in high school with him and about their memories of going through 5 years of high school in Etobicoke. Cerebral.
Yeah, well,
we talk about...
Because I had no class.
You had high class and borrowed shoes.
I have no class.
You had high class and borrowed shoes.
Yes,
but,
that's true.
I mean, Dryden speaks to everything. He's always thinking about
He
stuff.
is cerebral.
And that's the way he played goal. He was always thinking about, how can I beat this goalie? When you're a reflex goalie, sometimes you will cheat a little. You'll say, I know that this guy has a tendency to do something, so I'll give him the opportunity because I know that I'm going to take it away from him. I know what I'm going to do. And it's that kind of planning, that kind of staging. But, I mean, you can't say enough about what he did for the Montreal Canadiens in their legacy. Contributing to 6 Stanley Cups in 8 years.
That's amazing.
I don't think anybody can touch that.
Anything else about Ken Dryden? We've talked. Everybody's talked enough about him. We never saw these books. Nobody else showed the books though, so that's important.
I'm going to say one thing too. Obviously,
Just one?
well, two actually. Two actually. So, as we go into this season, how will the Montreal Canadiens pay tribute to Ken Dryden? Most times when we lose a player, a legacy player like that, something will appear on the team's jersey to remember and to pay tribute to the contribution that the individual has made to the team. So, any ideas? What you think we're going to see this year going into the 25?
Well, they're going to
season?
Maybe opening night, and they're going to be a standing ovation for 10 minutes. That's what's going to happen.
But I mean, are we going to see like a 29 on the shoulder? Are we going to see a black armband? Are we going to see maybe this crest of his mask put on a sweater?
Is that on your pocket? So
That's on
John's pocket.
That is my pocket.
Is Ken Dryden's mask.
His second mask, okay? Not the what do they call that other mask? The pretzel mask. His original mask.
Yeah,
they
the
call
pretzel
it pretzel.
mask.
But this mask.
Yeah, I don't know.
Will something like that be put on the sweater? I'm going to say, if I was running the Montreal Canadiens, this mask would be on everybody's sweater.
It would make sense.
To signify
that'd be a beautiful
the
tribute.
remembrance of Ken Dryden.
Either that or 29, because they did that with Belleville. They did that with
The
Lafleur.
circle with the number in it.
Yeah,
right.
They're gonna do. That's what I think.
But I would do something a little special.
But yeah,
because
I know you're a big.
I
think you're a big Dryden fan.
Not only am I'm a goalie,
and you're a goalie.
I'm a goalie. Okay? The other thing is, and I'm going to make a prediction here, that on Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, that is the night that they will pay tribute to Ken Dryden.
And that's your birthday.
Not only is it my birthday,
Good play, Jim Diodati.
The blue and white will be in town.
Where, Niagara Falls?
In Montreal.
Oh, in Montreal.
So
you're picking that night.
Hogtown will be in Montreal. We know Dryden actually did a big service to Toronto and the NHL by running that team for a short period of time.
Yeah,
well, you're welcome, by the way.
After they had a major problem on their hands, and I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, well, they sucked. That was their major problem.
That, but they had a major problem because a few individuals who were connected to Maple Leaf Gardens were abusing young men.
Oh boy!
Oh well.
And that was a big deal in 1991 and came out.
Well, it's a big deal today, actually.
But I'm saying
back then,
specifically, it was a big deal in 1991, and the Maple Leafs really didn't take any responsibility. It was known; it was a well-known fact that this behavior was going on, and a lot of people ignored it. And so they hired Dryden to kind of make it go a little more under the cover,
clean it up
under the cover.
I thought he worked for the Leafs in the late 90s, though.
That's when so it happened early, and then they brought him in to kind of like smooth it over.
I see. Okay.
Not so much smooth it over, but it's like, we're cleaning house with the regime that had been here.
Okay. Well, there you go. So November 22nd.
So I think November 22nd in Montreal, the Maple Leafs
on
the Canadiens on my birthday, the big tribute.
There you go.
To number 29.
I probably, if I were anybody out there in the video land or anybody listening on the radio, I would put that down in your books because it'll probably come true.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Okay, you didn't hear it on any other podcast, including
Drew Deeks.
Well, you're supposed to know more than me about this player. So.
And you do. I know you were going to say that. Okay, let's get the viewer comments.
I thought you were going to say we're supposed to know more than you.
Well, you do. I mean, to an extent, yes.
Let's get the viewer comments, and this is going to be another one for John, but you can't make it that long because we only got
so before
3 hours left.
Before you bring up that comment, there's my answer. Okay.
There you go. Okay, whatever that means.
Okay.
I think
some kind of language that we don't know.
There's my answer.
There it is. Okay, whatever that is, I don't know.
You got 3 minutes at least.
If you're insulted somewhere in Botswana, don't be. That's John. Okay, Vinny Houdon, here's our first comment, and this is for you, John.
Yes, I'm listening.
After hearing you guys talk about Johnny Bauer and how good he was in the 60s, it made me think of a question to ask you older gentlemen. See, that's why it's not for you. Older gentlemen like us. And gentlemen, yeah, that's another key word in that. Too.
That's the key word.
With your sharp minds, Rogie Vachon. Now, you might have something to say about this. Won 2 cups with the Habs in the late 60s. What do you remember about his performances with the Habs then? He's a Hall of Famer, too. His Hall of Fame induction warranted from your memory of seeing him play a goal. Yes. I loved Rogie Vachon. He was a big part of us growing up. I remember him being a very acrobatic goaltender, a good goaltender. John, you probably watched him closer than I did.
So Vachon was famous for bringing his stick hand up and his glove like that to make a catch. And that's why I did that. I knew as soon as you said it was Vinny because I had read his question.
Oh, you had read it? Okay.
Yeah. So Vachon made that play. That's the way he would catch a puck. Almost like a catcher, basically. You know, like a baseball, a baseball catcher. That's how he would catch pucks. And I truly remember that. The other thing was, Rogie was brought into service much like Ken Dryden. You know, he had played a few games during the season, and then they stuck him in during the playoffs. I think it was 65, and they made the run and won the playoff that year.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he was one of the goalies that when you talk about, I was talking about before, of the great Habs goalies through the years. I mean, you just run through the years, and there's always that one goalie who stood out. And Rogie was the guy in his time, and Gump Worsley was the guy in his time, and there was Charlie Hodge. There's a whack of them.
For sure.
We always had a good goalie.
But Hodge was a backup, to be honest with you.
He really was.
But Gumper got hurt a lot, so Hodge would come in and back up. I think Hodge might have been traded at that point, and that's why Rogie came up through the system, or something like that. A couple of injuries.
Yeah, he went to LA Kings, did he?
Definitely in the expansion, he moved.
Yeah, he moved. I think he went to
Rogie went to the Kings eventually.
Yeah, right on. True. You remember Rogie Vachon at all? Do you have anything to say about?
He was great.
Yeah, well, I can't argue with you.
Played maskless until he, I think, went to L.A. I could be wrong on that. And, of course, he had striking sideburns.
He did.
Who didn't in the 70s?
Exactly.
Yeah, they all had him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so there you go. I hope we answer your question there. Vinny, he is a Hall of Fame induction warranted. Yes, it was. He was a great goalie. He won Stanley Cups. I mean, Gary Cornway, food for thought. Can you have more than one player on the same line taking faceoffs? I say yes. Habs have 7 players practicing faceoff these days, including Bolduc. So if you have Laine, Demidov, Bolduc, you could have Bolduc and Laine taking faceoffs on their strong side. Now, I don't think you want Laine taking faceoffs, but Bolduc and Demidov, maybe.
I don't think I've ever seen
it. It would be a new way to do things. So he's just saying, like, what if we had 2 and we switched them around depending on their strong sides and that kind of thing?
Here's the key. It's hard enough to find one good face-off guy, okay? And the one guy that we had isn't with the team anymore.
Dvorak.
Exactly. So I think that's the one thing that's going to show up in the first 10, 20 games is that's where we're going to miss Dvorak, okay? I think it can be rectified. Obviously, it takes a lot of practice. But once we go into the season, there's less practice time. So that's why... That's another thing is game time becomes practice time. So I wouldn't want 2 different people sharing face-off responsibilities on a line. I want to give one gentleman the opportunity to practice and get better and better and better and get in the groove. It's just like getting reps as a quarterback, just like getting pucks as a goaltender. You want to stay hot. You need the repetition to stay hot.
What do you think, Drew?
I think this is where if Owen Beck has a chance to make the Canadiens, it's going to be for this reason.
Good point.
Best face-off man in the OHL in 2021, 22, or whatever year it was. I'm not sure. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But I'm okay with the idea of 2 guys being capable of taking face-offs. So if you have Newhook and Doc, as an example, if both of them can take face-offs and hopefully get better because they both struggled a lot, But that's just
It's
you want to have guys capable of
that
doing
is a
it.
bonus. I.e., if Doc's my centerman, he's taking all the faceoffs. Okay. If he starts to if after the first period he hasn't won a faceoff, I'm definitely going to say, Alex, you're taking faceoffs.
If they're even on the same line.
If they're on, obviously, if they're, and that's what we're talking about, people being on the same line.
But with Doc,
okay,
if it was Doc, Liney, and Demidov and Doc are taking face, that doesn't really.
And you might want Demidov to be able to take a puck from a faceoff. After the faceoff's been achieved, then where's that puck going? Line or Demidov?
Well,
you want them to control the puck. Generally, it might go back to Hudson or whoever. But at the same point, too, as far as faceoffs go, you definitely you're going to get people waved out. So you definitely have to have somebody else on that line being able to take a faceoff. But predominantly, you want somebody destroying and winning, 55% of the faceoffs.
Yeah, this all came about, Drew, so that you know, because Gary Cournoyer, 9031, thinks that Demidov will be the center on that line by the end of the season. And he did play center in the minors before he got to the KHL. So he said he wouldn't mind being a center. So that's why Gary is kind of on this train of thought, which he's right. He did play center, and he came over. They put him on the wing.
Whoever they decide to be the center is totally up to them. Everybody's like, who's going to be the second line center? How come we don't have a second line center? What do you mean we don't have a second line center? Somebody's going to be the second line center, but it isn't going to be the second line center that we want from a productivity standpoint.
A2.
Expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
But again, everybody's got to cool their jets, because this team, Demidov has played 2 games in the NHL. We need to bring these players on and onboard them and get them some, they need to play. They need to build up some history of playing.
So he says, Gary Cournoyer, another comment, 9031, the dynamic duo are back. That's us. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Doc had surgery twice on the same knee. It's not a good news. I really don't see him surviving the season. I just can't get grasp Doc being the second center. It seems like a waste of time. But like you said, the Habs will give Doc all the chances to succeed. Go Habs, go. Now, what do you think, Drew? Is Doc all right? What do you think's going on with this guy?
He needs to stay healthy.
He needs to play hockey.
He's had 2 major surgeries on his knee, and before training camp even starts, I'm going to be saying a prayer for Kirby Doc on my channel, and I'm not kidding either.
Yeah, really, because
why not?
Kirby Doc needs to play hockey.
Yeah, this is his contract year too, isn't it?
Yes.
We just have to know if he's healthy enough to play hockey. That's the key.
And see, I think that's where we come up with a second line center. Everybody's guessing and making, because nobody knows exactly what Kirby Doc is doing. He's out there skating, he's crossing his legs, putting pressure on his knee. Yeah, that's nice to see, but it's not game.
Correct.
It's not game, right? So
you could tell he was tentative last year. I was there again when we lost to Vegas, when we got Vegas scored 5 in the second period. And Doc and Slavkovsky both made bad plays in that game that cost the Canadiens. But you could just tell that Doc's intensity wasn't there. He was tentative. He wasn't intense. He was tentative. And that hurt him. So until he gets over that fear of getting hurt again and actually feeling good enough to play, but he needs divine intervention of some kind, because it's been really nothing he did earned these injuries. They happened. They were flukes, kind of, right? His wrist as a junior player and his knee as a professional player. So it's you got to stay healthy, man. That's all we can hope and pray for.
That's it. Okay, Vince Hudon, no comment. You don't have to comment on this one. R.I.P. Ken, one of my boyhood idols growing up in the 70s. 6 cups, only 8 seasons, along with multiple individual trophies. One will never be matched. I agree. We talked about that. Who's that?
Time out for a second.
My camera's good to go, but we have to reset Drew Deeks up here. John's going to get up there and press the button.
It's on the left side.
And so you'll see him block out the camera, but you can block out the camera.
It's on the left side?
Yep, top left.
Right here?
Yep. And you're good.
Okay, we're good to go. Thank you for that commercial break. Absolutely coming back to you.
So
But we never left these guys.
That's right.
We never left these guys.
We're broadcasting on two channels today.
So our question last week was, how did number 12 get his nickname? So Gary Cornwoye, who should have got the answer, his last name's Cornwoye.
Yeah.
The trivia was a good one, but I got the right answer. As for the Panthers and the Sens, you can bet Panthers. You can bet it. You can't bet against Panthers. They're the team beating. What we've been doing on the show is basically looking at the teams and seeing Montreal's path to victory, who they got to beat, and what teams have done in the off season.
I listened to your show.
Yep. Okay, great. Okay, then you know. Thank you very much.
Do you watch your show?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Nice.
Subscribe.
I like to listen live when I'm delivering mail.
Send money. So, like you said, they didn't do any upgrades to the rosters. The Sens might have challenges because of that, and a bubble playoff team at best. By the way, I live in the Montreal area, and I never had a Pat Chiretti or Gallagher burger. Great video, guys. Go Habs, go. Oh, good day, Habs brothers. Gary Cornway.
But you're going to Montreal this this Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're asking you to go to McDonald's
For a galley burger.
for a galley trio.
For a
I would love
Gallagher
to.
trio.
There's one right beside the bell sign.
So we want you to actually walk into the McDonald's and say, "Hey, I'd like a galley trio," and see what they say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if they actually carry that burger now. Gallagher trio, it's called.
See if they
There's
know what
3
you're
patties.
talking about.
They better.
Film it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Good day, my Hab brothers. R.I.P. Mr. Dryden. He's a legend, always been one. Thank you, Carey Price, for being a true Habs, humble as they come. I see the Habs team being humble. I see great things coming from this group. Go Habs, go. I agree 100%. Thank you, Gary Cornway, 9031.
And I think the last thing that Ken Dryden did before he passed with the Habs was speak about Lane Hudson.
Congratulated him on winning the Calder.
Yeah, but Ken Dryden was the ultimate guy. I mean, let's face it.
He also helped Carey Price
Exactly.
Early in his career, and Carey would owes a lot to Ken Dryden.
Well, I mean, it's a wonder Carey wasn't a little bit better if he talked to Ken Dryden about it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's pretty big shoes to fill.
Well,
Pretty big skates to fill.
again, that speaks to the team that we have right now.
Yes.
I.e., Carey Price was a fantastic goaltender.
Former Montreal Canadiens goaltender Carey Price. It's weird to think about, but
We'll be talking about it.
Ken Dryden was a fantastic goaltender. But Ken Dryden had an amazing team with him.
yes, he did.
And that
Well,
and for a lot of years, Carey Price didn't. And so that's what we're working at right now, is putting that amazing team together and then picking up those 1 or 2 elite players that will take us to the Stanley Cup.
Okay, Habs trivia. We're going to Habs trivia.
Oh man, it's been a while I missed it. I listened to it, but
So this is going to be a quick one. Don Cherry talked highly about a Habs defenseman. He said he should be captain of the Canadiens. There's no doubt in my mind he's a captain's captain. Look up the word leader in the dictionary and you'll find his picture. Who was the Habs defenseman Grapes was talking about?
Kirk Muller didn't play defense.
I'll give you four answers here. So he said,
Captain Kirk.
yeah.
Sorry.
So Grapes said he should be captain of the Canadiens. There's no doubt in my mind he's a captain's captain. Look up the word leader in the dictionary, and you'll find this guy's picture. Who was the Habs defenseman? Number 1, Josh Georges. Number 2,
Whoa.
Shea
Who?
Weber. Josh Georges.
You know who Josh Georges is.
Okay.
Number 2, Shea Weber. Number 3, P.K. Subban. Or number 4, Andrei Markov.
My guy.
Who did? We're going to talk about the night they're having.
So
Who did
I
Don
got a story about
Cherry
that.
say he was captain's captain? Look in the dictionary under leader, and you'll find his picture.
number
Who was he
1,
talking about? Number 1, Josh Georges. Number 2, Shea Weber. Number 3, P.K. Subban. And number 4, the general, Andrei Markov.
where is Larry Robinson?
I thought he was going to say
Where's
Serge
Serge
Savard.
Savard?
yeah. I thought Serge Savard was one of the answers.
No, he didn't say it
Yeah.
about them. He didn't say it about
Where's
them.
Jacques Laperriere?
No,
That
boy.
I have no clue.
Anybody out there know who Don Cherry said that about? Drew Deeks, you're gonna
Josh Georges.
You're gonna squander a yes?
Was this after
It should be Shea Weber.
he got fired by the CBC or before?
Well, Shea Weber was after he got fired by the CBC.
Oh yeah.
So that's a hint for everybody.
Okay, so I'll say Josh Georges then.
But he could have said it after anyway.
I said, but that was my first answer. My first answer was Josh, and I interviewed Josh with the Elise. Thank you very much. That was a highlight of my career. You know, honest to God, that was a dream. So
did he say "ahoy, mates"? Because the captain's captain, he should have been saying some kind of pirate
stuff. But
okay, well, the correct answer is, for all you out there in video land and radio land, is Josh Georges. And I was surprised when I read that answer too. But Josh Georges played for the Habs from 2006-07 season until he was traded to the Sabres in 2013-14. And to be honest with you, I remember him being a top-notch, solid defenseman that could be trusted with the puck, and he was a tough little guy too.
He was a shot-blocking king.
Was he a captain?
He was an assistant captain.
He was assistant captain. But I was sad when he was traded. Yes. I was sad when he was traded to the Sabres. This guy was a great defenseman.
Yeah, we said that they broke up that 2014 team of Gionta and Georges quicker than they wanted to.
Gionta was captain. He was undrafted and signed as a free agent by the San Jose Sharks in 2002. Played in the minors, but in February of 2007, he was traded to the Habs for Craig Rivet. Remember Craig Rivet?
Yep.
In a fifth-round pick. Yeah. And the rest is Habs history. He was a tank in the 2010 Stanley Cup playoffs, which is when Don Cherry said he should be captain. And if you remember, Brian Gionta was captain at the time. So you have to take a trip back in the time machine for that one. He played 783 games in the NHL, 17 goals, 107 assists. And I just remember him being a hard-hitting, a thunderous-hitting defenseman. He hit hard, that guy. And you could depend on him. He was a dependable defenseman. He did his job. He was an old-time, stay-at-home kind of tough guy. He's tough as nails. I was sad to see him traded. He's a leader. He was a leader on and off the ice. Now he's assistant coach of the Kelowna Rockets.
Correct.
His alma mater, if you will. That's where he played, right?
He played in Kelowna.
Yeah.
And
he's spreading his knowledge to the new defensemen, trying to make their mark in the hockey world. Did you know that?
Didn't have a clue.
Yeah, I wouldn't have neither.
You didn't have a clue Josh Georges was, did you?
No. No.
You don't remember Josh? Oh, I remember.
Him and Hal Gill blocking shots in the 2010 playoffs against Pittsburgh and Washington. Georges took a puck off the helmet from Mike Green that
knocked him out
cold, and there's an imprint of the puck on his helmet. That was a scary moment, but Georges came back the next game.
Yeah, he said, I'll be back the next game. Nobody believed him, but he was back the next game.
Impressive.
Yeah, it is. Josh Georges is
Magnifique.
the answer. Did Vinny get that one? I don't know. Vinny, he gets a lot of them, Vinny. I don't know if he got that one. Past week with the Habs. We talked about the prospect games already. Crosby. Did you see what his manager said and his agent said and everything?
I heard
he's leaving Tim Hortons for Starbucks.
I know
that's one way to put it, John.
He could be leaving Pittsburgh for Montreal. And you know what's funny? And you'll remember this, maybe Drew, I don't know, maybe John will too. Nick Kiprio said by the trade deadline in this season, Crosby will be a Montreal Canadian.
I don't see it.
I think it's way more likely Colorado.
I don't see Montreal giving away what Pittsburgh wants for Crosby.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna get ahead of myself here, but I think if a generational talent becomes available, such as a Sidney Crosby or another player, you got to at least consider the opportunity if it's actually going to be available. And I think, as much as Sidney Crosby is my favorite hockey player outside of the Montreal Canadiens. He's been my favorite player since he came in my generation, because I'm 87 born. He's 87 born.
Well, you don't look 87.
I look pretty good for
87.
You got another octogenarian here now.
I miss that word so much. Oh, but for me, and this is again like this, the Crosby opportunity is better in this moment right now than this other player I'm about to mention. But if the player that was born 10 years later after Sidney Crosby becomes available, 97, because there's talks about Connor McDavid.
That's the player I'd be thinking about.
I'm not getting too far ahead of myself, but to me, the fit would make a lot more sense
For Montreal.
And for McDavid. But that's all I'll say for now.
Well, you're saying that because you're his doppelganger.
That's right.
You look like him.
And I was in Edmonton, and I got
put a helmet on.
Is he a
looks
Tim
just
Horton
like
guy
him.
too?
I don't think he's a Tim Horton guy. Yeah, he's a McDonald's guy with Matthews.
So then
He's a McDonald's guy.
we could get back to like the Galley Trio or the
Sure.
the McDavid McMuffin or whatever. Right?
Yeah, that's a great name. If he comes to Montreal, it might be the McDavid McMuffin.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, listen, put a jersey on you, an Edmonton Oilers jersey and a helmet. Nobody will know the difference. We can get free drinks and bars. I'm going to drag you around now.
In the Edmonton airport, a WestJet employee said, "You ever been told you look like McDavid?" And I said, "No." Well, that's the first time.
What you should have said is I am him.
And what was his name?
I don't know.
Nelson Kadri or whatever the guy's name. Hey, listen.
The tangents we go off on this show. Oh my god!
But yeah,
hope we weren't planning to
I
stay
could
on
probably
top.
drag you around and get free drinks and bars if I brought you.
I don't know. I don't know if you could drag him around. He's a little big for you to drag around.
I'm only 185.
Take him around and drag. I meant.
Oh,
maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
He's an actor.
I am an actor.
I was going to learn to fly. Anyway, Crosby, is he coming? Is he coming or not?
No, he's not coming to Montreal.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think it would be awesome.
Well, his agent said he's missed the playoffs the last 3 years. He's still got the talent to be in the playoffs. He wants to get in the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup again. Is there a better team than Montreal to be going to now?
First of all, there's no better team than to go to the Montreal Canadiens. Everybody in the NHL wants to be on the Montreal
Exactly.
Canadiens. Okay?
First of all,
whether it's going to happen, that's another story. The good thing he's got is he's going to the Olympics, so at least he gets to play.
And you know who else needs to go to the Olympics if there's a chance?
Wayne Hudson.
Well, no, but Nick Suzuki.
Isn't Nick Suzuki going?
He hasn't made the team.
Oh,
he's been invited to their.
Well, I hope he makes it. Come on.
But if he does, I hope he sits next to Sid.
Yeah,
Sid, the Wonder Kid.
Yeah, he'd be that. Remember what happened with Montembeau hung around those guys?
He looked pretty good after that Four Nations.
Oh, yeah. It rubs off. Okay, so Carey Price is gone. He fell on the sword like a Roman soldier for the team. Went over to San Jose. He's not going to play a game. People say, well, he's going to come back to bite Montreal. They think he's going to play. This guy will never see the ice.
He just helped Montreal.
Forget about it. He
actually helped Montreal, and it's acknowledged. And
yes.
He'll always be Le Bleu Blanc.
He'll be back.
He said it himself. He said it himself. Always a Hab, just teal for now.
He'll be back next year in some kind of advisory capacity or coaching. He will.
We're going to get him a ring.
Back. Yeah, he'll get a ring. He'll get a ring one way or the other.
I think Carey Price will be there on November 22nd.
Well, wouldn't surprise me.
To honor.
He won't be playing hockey. He has nothing else to do.
That's right.
Collected his $5 million. Collected his $84 million.
He already got most of it. So
yeah, he'll be sailing down the St. Lawrence on his yacht in Montreal and
absolutely
smoking a big cigar. Yeah, I mean, I was happy at one moment when we finally got rid of that anchor around the Habs' neck for all these years, and then I was sad because Ken Dryden died. So it was a very, very up and down day for me. Ecstatic, happy,
24 hours,
out in the street dancing, and then I heard about Ken Dryden. I was sad.
The timing was definitely like peculiar. It was interesting, right? I mean, things happen the way they do.
Yeah, is that like a conspiracy theory or something?
It's like exit and entrance.
If you want to get into the supernatural, we can. But how much time do we have?
It's supernatural. This one.
Twilight Zone.
Nelson McTavish coming to our team.
Who's Nelson?
He's Nelson Kadri's brother.
McTavish.
Mason McTavish coming to Montreal.
Why are we talking about this guy still?
I know
he's not coming.
I know, but
he's not coming either
because he keeps he's like a bad flu or something.
We got a
He
better
keeps
chance at
coming
Crosby than McTavish, okay?
back. You think we got a shot at him, or nobody's really interested, or is it just
The Anaheim Ducks are interested.
are people looking for clicks? Is it clickbait they keep mentioning?
Yeah,
course it is.
people, of course. I mean, people like, come on. It's like, it's a very, like, you know, we're just going to have a prospect tournament.
It'll cost more to get McTavish than Crosby.
People are looking for something. to
Probably
say.
will. You're right. Never thought about it that
So
way.
why are we talking about it?
It's not happening.
That's just my opinion.
Okay,
I agree.
That's fair. I agree.
Not
I mean,
happening. Not happening.
I think it's all clickbait, but you see it every day, every day from a lot of
You
people.
see a lot of things every day.
You know, think about this.
if you give it the time of day,
You know,
is the question.
60 years ago,
Mhm.
if we were reading the newspaper today, like the sports section, there'd be baseball in it.
Yes.
There might be NFL football might have started by now,
It did.
60 years ago.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and there'd be no hockey news in the paper. Absolutely none, except maybe the junior team. The junior teams might have been starting up, but just starting. You know, like nowadays, you're reading stories about the Montreal Canadiens, every NHL team, 360. It's just like, and at one point, it's like, how many times can we say the same thing? How many times can we talk about Kirby Dach getting better? You know, how many times can we talk about who's going to be the second line center? It gets so. What if we imagined that, you know, we traded the Oopie for Sidney Crosby?
Yuppie? It's
Yeah.
Yuppie.
Yuppie.
There's
What
a
if-
Y in there.
Okay, what if we traded him?
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
That'd be a good deal.
We're not trading
Like,
Yuppie for
but
Crosby.
you
I'd
see,
make
but
that trade.
that's
I
what
wouldn't.
No?
people start
Nope.
to talk about. You know, they come up with these ideas that aren't even in the realm.
Okay, there you go. Like,
You know what? Did you hear the
what
proposed
about your
trade?
guy? What about your guy you were talking about that's free this year? Kozlowski or Kozlowski or something. Remember the guy you were talking about that you wanted to come to Montreal?
Oh, Kaprizov.
Kaprizov.
Yeah,
What about
he's
him?
got to sign too, and he's going to sign a ridiculous deal with Minnesota. So that there's not even.
Because you were pretty high on him.
I was
remember.
until I realized that it's not happening. So
There you go.
that was before we got Demidov, by the way.
Yes.
So we got our guy, and
Yes.
I could not believe TSN on this one. Like, I think Overdrive's a great show with on TSN radio, but it just goes to show how out of touch they are at the Montreal market. They're talking Demidov for Crosby.
I heard that, and I was like, I laughed.
What universe are you guys like? Brian Hayes is like one of my favorite radio hosts, and he's saying like, I don't really know what they have in Demidov yet.
I know we got Crosby.
okay.
You know, Demidov.
You're out of touch with the Montreal market. I got it.
Demidov was going to go first or second.
He was going to go second after Celebrini. That was the initial projection.
Yes.
And
then we Jedi mind tricked everyone into letting him drop.
End of story.
Correct.
There you go.
So, anyways,
So we'll
Think
move on.
about this. We got a guy named Patrick Laine. That's a guy who went second overall.
Yes.
And
he did.
Demidov could have gone second overall. And they're both maybe going to be playing on the same line for the Montreal Canadiens.
What I actually, the thought that I had with this stupid Demidov Crosby comment, I was like, first of all, if we were going to get Sid, he'd be playing with Demidov and with Laine.
I don't know if he could keep. I don't know if Sid could keep up with them at this point in his career. No disrespect,
he could keep up with Laine.
you know, physically.
Yeah, I think he could keep up a line.
We're going to find out.
Sid had a 90-point year last year at 37,
Yes.
so he's fine. Yeah. He's a different specimen.
Yeah, he is something else.
That's all.
Okay, and then I got down and wanted to watch a training camp. And I said this, and that's Florian Jacki, 21 years old, 6'4", size, grit, scoring touch, 24 goals last season. Is there any reason this guy can't make the Montreal Canadiens roster out of training camp this year?
How old is he?
21.
1 year in Laval.
Was that his first or second?
That was his
year?
first year in Laval.
First year,
last
24 goals.
His first year pro last year, yeah. 24 goals on the fourth line.
Yes.
So
I'm excited about this guy.
So he's going to be on the third line.
On the Canadians, no.
Third,
He's going
fourth,
to be on the fourth line.
probably.
That's the job he's going to be fighting for. Yeah, because Emil Heineman has to be replaced on that fourth line, as does Yoel Armia. So who's going to play with Jake Evans, or is Jake going to play with Josh and Galley?
That's what I see. Jake Evans playing with Josh and Galley.
It's 3 right-handed shots. I guess it could work, but I mean they also have like Evans and Galley are like best buddies. So that
and Anderson, he'll just go in there.
And Beck is your fourth line center. I don't know.
He'll just go in there and clobber,
Or Joe Valeno.
Valeno's
we keep forgetting about Joe. That guy is going to be fighting his tail off for a job.
That's the whole thing. We're going to see a great training camp.
It is. It's going to be.
But we're talking about rookie.
Interesting.
We did mention rookie camp. Did you want? Were you talking about that?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about rookie camp.
I was going to say, because you like Florian Xhekaj, he's going to be fighting to make this Canadians roster for sure.
I mean, he's definitely going to be in training camp. There's no doubt about it.
He'll be in both. He'll be in both. Yeah, he'll be.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Oh, it's going to be,
and it's going to be performance. It's got to be based on performance. So, I mean, we are really in a good spot.
That's the whole thing about all this. We are in an excellent spot, probably a lot better than a lot of teams in the league, because we do have that depth. And we've been saying this for a long time now. There's the ability to plug and play a lot of players here, because we know there's going to be injuries, and some of these guys are going to be coming up, Sammy Blaze or whoever. And whatever happened to Wawa? He's still there.
He is still there, and he will be fighting like a dog to take Emil Heineman.
And what about this guy?
Joshua Wawa, this is really probably his last real opportunity, maybe, to get on the big team.
Yeah, to make the grade.
And he had he went through, I don't know if you guys heard that, but he went through a rigorous training this summer.
He's been playing 3-on-3. He's been at Broussard.
It was a wake-up call last year, not making the team.
He knows he's got to. The goods have to be.
I expect him to make the team.
He wrote about Rickenbacker.
I don't know. I really don't know who to expect is going to make this team.
No,
I mean, we know some players are going to be on the team, but there's a lot of players that really could surprise us with what they demonstrate at training camp. It's going to be exciting.
And we got to watch for Reinbacher. I mean, we haven't even talked about him yet. This guy, I mean, he could grab Xhekaj or Struvel's spot pretty easy. I mean, this guy he will eventually. He will eventually. So
exactly. It's just now timing. It's really timing now
for him. Yes,
and it's like development. Do I really want? I mean, you still have Matheson on the team. Do I want to employ Matheson as a third line D, and make sure that Reinbacher is playing as much hockey as he can in Laval?
Well, that's the key right there
for development.
Yes,
with Logan Mailloux gone, he'd be the number one guy.
Yeah, so it becomes development It becomes development strategy at this point. What everybody, the executive thinks is going to be the best way to onboard these guys so that the team in 2027, maybe, because it could be earlier now, it could be 2028, makes the drive for the cup.
I think if they pick up a centerline center, this could be a year they give it a shot.
One of the things that we want to do right now is, like Demidov, we want to see him play a season of hockey in the NHL.
Oh, yeah.
What I meant to mention earlier, too, was part of the reason they made the Carey Price trade is because now they're going to accrue cap space until the trade deadline so that they can acquire a player as a rental.
I think they're looking for the opportunity.
Yes. Okay? So whether they get Sid or somebody else, they're going to have the money to do it.
I.e., if just before trade deadline, let's say we're top 4 in the NHL.
That's okay.
Let's say we're top 4 in the NHL. We're making a trade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we got a real shot.
Exactly. So we're going to bring in a guy like Florida did last year.
Correct.
Maybe.
But what happens if
who did they bring?
We got a good center on the second line of the guys we got? What happens if Valeno steps up or Doc steps up?
We have no problem. We have no problem with that. But if we can bring in a guy who's elite and can play a little bit of power play and a little bit of first and second line, then we're going to go it. I mean, Marchand. Like, look what he did for Florida.
True enough.
He's on the third line.
So
I believe.
so you're looking at a
I
rental.
don't know if
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know if Florida would have won the Stanley Cup without Brad Marchand.
That's a very, very understandable statement. Yes. That's
Okay.
how much of an
That's a
impact.
great point.
Him and
So-
Sam Bennett ran that team.
If you're at top 4 and you have an opportunity to bring in a Brad Marchand onto your team, you have to do it.
And Hughes will. That's the good thing about Hughes. Right?
Absolutely. And that's where this team's at.
So let's talk about your guy, the General. December 3rd, the General is going to be featured in the Montreal Bell Center, and they're going to honor him for the years he spent with Montreal. 990 games. I wish they would have got him to 1,000. I was hoping they'd keep
Don't get
him
me
for-
started. I know.
I know.
Ugh.
All of them for the Habs. He played his whole career with the Habs, and I love this guy. When the General was in the house, you knew everything was okay on the defense. And I'm saying this guy is going to get an ovation like any big name Montreal Canadian has ever got. It's going to be a standing ovation for a long time. This is a big night in Montreal on December 3rd. Don't miss it. I don't know who we're playing, though.
We're playing Winnipeg. I have tickets to the game the night before against Ottawa, but I don't have tickets to the Winnipeg game, so I may have to do a swap.
Is it Ottawa? Are the both games Montreal?
They are.
Oh, nice.
So it's back-to-back. It's a back-to-back game. So
What do you think,
Andre
what do you
Markov?
think, Drew? What do you think? It's going to be a spectacular night for all Habs fans.
yeah, it's just like it's always going to come down to him and Marc Bergevin not getting along at the end of his career. And Markov, if there's one thing Markov didn't get right, it's that he should have hired an agent to negotiate for him. And I think that's where Marc Bergevin has a case as to why they had to let Markov go before the 1,000 games, because clearly emotions got in the way. Marc Bergevin was an emotional general manager to his detriment sometimes. Kent Hughes is not that, you know what I mean? So it's the opposite kind of approach. And General Markey is my favorite hockey player of all time. He helped me become an offensive defenseman. Like, that's the way I play, and I model my game after him. And it's going to be a special night. I'm going to try to get there. I'm going to see if I can go to that game, but if I can't, worst case scenario, I'll get to watch it on TV. And favorite Montreal Canadian of all time.
Let me ask you a question.
Your favorite Montreal Canadian of all time?
In my era, yes. Like,
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
favorite player, period. I have to
Even
pick.
over Carey Price.
Let me ask you a
The
question.
last numbers of my phone number are 3179.
There you go.
Carey Price and Markov. Yes, go ahead.
Very nice. Now I know your passcode.
Now, do you think that after this year is over, are they going to hire Carey Price for one day so he can retire a
Of
Montreal
course.
Canadian?
Of course.
Absolutely.
What's that sign say?
Absolutely.
There's your answer.
I think they're going to. I think
It's a one-day contract.
I think that, yep.
It's already in Kent Hughes' desk.
All right. That's what I want to hear. He wants to retire Montreal. Now, let's look at it. We got 5 minutes here to go through a few teams here and see what they're going to do. So the first one I want to talk about, Detroit Red Wings. They're an up-and-coming team that really just missed the playoffs last year. 86 points, only 5 behind the Habs. They're looking to improve that record this year. They're sticking with the top guys, Larkin, Lucas, DeBrincat, Kopp, Kane, and Sider on D, and Gibson backstopping them. They picked up Gibson. They may fare a bit better than last year, but I still think they're not going to make the cut this year. What's your thought on Detroit?
I mean, for the sake of Steve Yzerman's job, they need to. But other than that, they've been a hard one to predict. I mean, Detroit, Montreal owes them a lot of thanks, because when we traded for Alex Carrier and brought up Jakub Dobeš, we beat Detroit back-to-back, and that turned our whole season around. So I don't know what to expect from the Red Wings as far as this season. I know that they are getting to the point of desperation, needing to make the playoffs, but who's more desperate than the Sabres is next on your list. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but
exactly.
Detroit, I don't really know, but I don't think they've done enough to prove that they're going to make the playoffs.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. John, any
I
comments?
totally agree.
Okay, there you go. And that's what we're looking for here when we talk about the teams in our division. What is Montreal's path to the playoffs. And this is one team I think we're going to definitely be ahead of. And we're going to be ahead of, I'm thinking we might even be ahead of Tampa this year.
That would be the benchmark to get ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Won't be easy, but it's doable.
Yeah, because Leafs in Florida are going to be tough. But I think we can be third in our division, if not better.
That would be the goal for me for this team.
What did we finish overall last year?
We made the cut in the last game. We were 16th or whatever. 15th.
We made the second wild card spot.
Yeah, we were 16th.
Ottawa got the first wild card.
We were 16th. Right? So we just made it. So I think we're going to improve on that this year. I think we're going to improve. I'm talking the first.
Disappointment if they didn't. Yeah.
I think the first 20 games. I'm predicting 14 or 15 wins. I think we're going to have a start that's going to blow everybody's mind.
You'd like to see the team be in the top 10.
Exactly.
Even if it number 10.
So Buffalo Sabres, I mean, we don't have to really worry about them. They've been so bad for so long, they're an afterthought. So many great players have come and gone. They have a curse on them. Having said that, they did sign Devon Levi, a goaltender, but he's going to be in the minors. The goaltenders are going to be Lucan and Leon, or Lion, they call him.
Alex
That's
Lyon.
back.
Nobody's even going to be thinking about the Buffalo Sabres for the next 4 months. Because all they're going to be thinking about is Josh Allen. Okay, end of story.
Yeah.
The only people
there's no focus on the Sabres. Are they building a new hockey rink there? No. They're building a new football stadium for a team that will only play there 7 times a year. There'll never even be a Super Bowl at the stadium, and they're building a brand new stadium that's going to be used 7 times a year. It's an outdoor stadium. There'll be some summer concerts maybe there, but there won't be any concerts during winter months there because it's not covered. So that's where Buffalo's headspace is. It's a football town.
And if that's the case, the owners should run the Bills and leave the Sabres to somebody else.
Absolutely.
Like they needed 2 years ago. But anyway.
They picked up Connor Timmins, defense, and Isaac Bellamo, and bought out the Jeff Skinner contract, so he's gone. So I got to say that Buffalo's not going to be any better. They're 7th in the division with 79 points. I see them being right there, just a few points above Boston, who were last in the division. They lost Marchand, and the team went on a downslide. 76 points to show for their effort. They were terrible most of the year. They picked up a bunch of Hammond-Eggers, Tanner Janot, Victor Arvidsson, Matej Blumeyes, Sean Curley.
Who?
Jordan Harris, Michael Esselman.
Jordan Harris, I remember him.
Yeah, he was on Montreal. And Victor Soderstrom. I wouldn't say anything this makes it any good for Boston being any good this year. He's staying with Swayman and hoping somehow he can hold out for the team, but he did last year.
Didn't they draft a new guy named Blue Cheese Chicken Wing or something like that?
I think it was, what was it? Some cop known, and I don't know, some guy. So anyway, looking at that division, the Habs have a great path to the playoffs. I think they could be top 3 this year. And if we get in top 3, we don't have to worry about the Metropolitan. We're not going to be battling any of them for a wild card spot or anything. So I think they can go top 3 in our division this year. That's what we're looking for, right, Drew?
That would be the goal.
And the best thing about the Buffalo Sabres?
Yeah, the I-90 going out of Buffalo.
It's a 30-minute drive to see the Canadians play twice.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's the best thing.
I know that all too well.
That's the best thing about the Buffalo Sabres.
Anyway, that's it. Anybody else got anything else? That's all I've got for today. That's all I wanted to go through.
Well, I mean, we spoke about the man.
We spoke about the man.
He's
rest in peace.
I just looked at my news feed, and it's Ken Dryden is being honored in Saskatchewan. It's Ken Dryden. And then, of course, the news is, what are all these silly, trades about Sidney Crosby and Ivan Demidov? It's not happening.
No,
that was only one.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That suggested that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's because there shouldn't have been one.
Give it up a 20-year-old or
oh my gosh, stick to Toronto.
38 years
but I mean,
old.
stick to Toronto.
Yeah.
The hockey writers are covering it because It's just somebody said it, so that then everybody starts to talk about it, and everybody.
called
Well, it's not that.
clickbait.
It's his
Clickbait.
agent. It's his agent, and he actually addressed the Montreal rumors.
He did.
That's why. It's not because
and see,
CSN.
and the Gazette now has covered it.
Well, yeah. If they speak about it, which they did,
Exactly, and that
Then sure.
and that's the sad part about
Sid
it.
was smiling when they asked him about it.
Yeah.
he was like, that was his favorite team. He's a Montreal Canadiens
He
fan.
grew up in Nova Scotia, correct?
Correct, as a Montreal fan.
Watching Montreal.
Cool
He
heart.
was lucky. He grew up in a province where you could see the Habs play every Saturday night,
Unlike us.
unlike us.
Yeah, exactly. We're too close to Toronto.
Exactly.
We had to be tortured every Saturday night.
Totally horrible.
Anyway, I'm getting out of here. We're out of here. We're done. We're done. And thank you for tuning in, everybody.
Merci beaucoup. Merci
been a pleasure.
beaucoup. We had Drew Deeks on the show.
We had welcome
The
back
best.
Pleasure.
to the show, Drew Deeks. Good deal,
we,
man.
we talked about you last week, Ed. I don't know if you
We
heard.
talk
Did you
about
hear?
it every week.
You talk about me.
Every week.
I was in Toronto, and I thought you were doing like a big show at the Air Canada Center or Scotiabank Center, and I got there, but it wasn't you. It was Dua Lipa. I thought it was Drew Dika, and I got confused.
Some cheap imitation.
Sorry about that.
So I was so, but now,
There you go.
now today we have you on the show, so it's even better.
There you
Thank
go.
you, John.
Welcome
You're
back to Drew Deeks. Anyway, we'll see you guys next Wednesday with HABSOLUTELY again. Maybe Drew will be back. You know, he likes coming in here. I think
never
he'll
know.
come in.
It's the first Wednesday off I've had in many, many months.
It's
So.
awesome. And he
Yeah.
shared it with us.
It's a beautiful day.
He
Say
shared
Rainbow.
it with us. Thank you very much. God bless everybody out there. Tune in next Wednesday at noon. We'll be here.
Like us,
Talking
leave
about the
comments,
Habs.
share the show.
Yeah. Subscribe
Follow
to the
us.
channel. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. And it helps to get the show out to more people. It helps the algorithm get us out there. Do us a favor. Subscribe.
Love and peace.
Subscribe, right? Anything else?
Go Habs, go.
Go Habs.
Go Habs, go.
Au revoir, mon ami. Take care. We'll see you next Wednesday at noon sharp. Promises made, promises kept. Absolutely. We're gone.
Ciao, ciao.